Alright class, sit down, get your pencils out, cause it's time for another episode of Lemme School Ya. We've talked a lot about writing tips and stuff in this segment, and I kind of feel I've neglected all you lovely artists out there. And I, as not an artist at all, am gonna tackle the most asked question by any aspiring artist ever who wants to make a living off of their work. What should I charge for my commissions? I know what you're thinking. I'm the most qualified person in the world to teach you guys this stuff. And you're right. Seriously though, I'm gonna go behind the curtain a little. I am studying graphical design technology on the University College of Aalborg in Denmark. Now what's that, I hear you ask? Basically, it's a graphical designer, but with more focus on the technical and all-around aspects of it. Not just the whole drawing thing. So this whole thing about calculating your hourly rate and stuff is actually stuff we are being taught. So for once I may actually have a leg to stand on. Before we begin, this information is coming from California State University Fullerton. So if you disagree with anything in this video, I'm basically just conveying the information we got from them. Alright, so for this lesson I'll need you guys to have the following. A calculator, something to write on, and if you got some financial statements like how big a financial outcome you have a month, that'd be great. You know, stuff like phone bills, rent, mortgage, car payment, browser subscription, all that stuff. You should also get the app Toggle, which is a program you can both get as a program but also as a browser extension. This little bad boy is a thing you can use to keep track of your time and categorize it. Think of it as a high-end stopwatch. Alright, you good? Here's what you do to help give you a guideline for your commission prices. First of all, you take all the expenses you have on a monthly basis and then you multiply that with 12, as there's 12 months in a year. This is your yearly expense. Now you take this amount and divide it with how many weeks you plan to work in a year. There's 52 weeks in a year. Let's say you only want 50 weeks of work, just for the sake of simplicity and because you want 2 weeks of vacation. So you take the yearly expense and divide it with 50. This is how much you have to make ends meet on a weekly basis. Now this is where it gets fancy. According to CSU Fullerton, the amount of hours you should spend on a weekly basis on actually designing stuff should be around 20 hours. Doesn't sound like a lot, does it? That's because that's the time you should be doing actual art, if you're doing this full time. The rest of the time should be spent on coming up with ideas and getting new customers. So take the amount of money you have to make on a weekly basis and divide it with 20. Now add taxes and all that junk that fits to where you live, and ladies and gentlemen, this is your hourly wage that you have to make to sustain yourself. This is a little scary, I know. Keyword being sustain. You won't be making a profit. This is just how to make ends meet. Now follow me here, cause this is where it gets advanced. I'm gonna use our personal example, but really you can replace my example with, say, a full body shaded picture or whatever. Let's say that I charge $10 an hour. Not a lot, but a nice clean number for the sake of simplicity. And let's say I have to design a folder for a customer. This process will, when I start out, take 10 hours. So as of such, I'll be charging $100 for a folder, because 10 times 10 equals 100. This is grade school math here, people. Okay, now this is what I charge for a folder, and it'll stay what I charge for a folder for a set amount of time. But then, as I get better and more efficient, it'll stop taking me 10 hours to make a folder. Now it's going to take me 8 hours, but I still charge $100 for a folder. Suddenly, my hourly wage has gone up, meaning I make more an hour than I did before. So basically, start out with a price, time how long it takes for you to work on something, and then calculate out from that. As you get more traction and more of a following, you can start increasing the price, so instead of bread and mayo, you can upgrade to cup noodles or whatever. Remember, this is just a guideline, but it's a way for you to get an idea of what to charge so you at least have a starting point. Because I've seen a lot of people, myself included, having trouble putting a price on what they do. So now you at least have a formula so you can calculate your prices. I'll throw a document of all of this up on the Webcomic Relief Discord as a pinned message. And if I still remember how to make Excel documents, I'll see if I can't make one that'll just straight up calculate stuff for you. So don't say I don't do anything for you. This has been Lemmy School Year, here to help you make your creative works with a little more skill.